there's something down
All right,
here
there we
somewhere.
go. And I'm live. Live on Twitch. Okay. Say hi to chat, everyone. Or Doppo.
The hell? What do you mean?
No, I'm kidding. I don't have anyone in chat yet. Ugh. Hopefully get someone in soon. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay. All right. Let's go queue up characters really quickly.
Ooh, fuck.
My main character died in the last battle I tried to with him. Uh, there we go. And here we go. Yeah, I know I could have just teleported, but I don't want to be teleporting everywhere at this point. Oh, so yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's try to find mission story. Story. Where art thou, story quests? Story quest? King Gong? I can't do that. Quest. New campaign. Ah, there you go. I was off to here. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Crap, I can hear the audio. Oh shit. Yeah, no audio. Oopsie daisies. One second. Speakers.
Take the first step of Long's offering. Road? Oh, okay. Complete that. Okay, got it. I'll complete the echo charge strengthening at oil up there. Okay, got it. Mm.
Two forces clashed and collided, and later, one of them emerged victorious, vanquishing the other in a violent clash. General GN and Rover later told me it was this little thing coming out of Rover's body. It was blocking or
Yep, I
even
can't skip this.
consuming the overflow of Threnodian power.
And
It reminded me of how Rover once absorbed frequency energy with her body in a similar fashion. So, we took her to the academy for a checkup with Baiju. Apparently, this little one is what we had detected before. It's a speculated space or organism hidden inside your body. Now we finally know. It shares similar frequencies with tacit discord's reverberations. It resembles an echo processed by the data bank, stored inside your body instead of a terminal. In other words, it's your own echo, captured or absorbed at some point. Without you, it can't manifest. That Baiji couldn't confirm just how you absorbed that echo back then. Was it you? Was it the little one? Or maybe the two of you together? And Baiji discovered more after analyzing your spectrums. She found a new power source within you, similar to the crownless, but even stronger. This power comes from the tacit discord you defeated in Norful Barrens. So, the excess energy this little thing had consumed somehow ended up in your body, available at your disposal. In other words, there's a deeper connection between the two of you. Or, according to Baiji, it's a convergent codependency. To put it simply, you are connected. While you are two separate individuals, your energies and vitals can affect each other, for better or for worse. You may even feel each other's emotions. The bond between you and this creature is symbiotic. As it strengthens, so do you. However, if one is harmed, the other suffers. Fortunately, since it can't ever leave your side, it's not an easy target for attackers. And if they do strike, it can seek shelter inside your body for safety. Okay, now that's pretty much it. Baija was going to explain it to you herself, but she has to go check on a newly appeared sonorosphere in Zhaozhou.
Wait. This is too much information for me to process. Let me get this straight. So, it helped Rover fight off the Threnodian? Seriously? This teeny tiny thing could do that? Seems unlikely. Don't look down on me. You'll regret it when you learn what I'm capable of. That poker-faced researcher was absolutely shocked when she examined me. Said I'm not just any echo. I'm a super-duper cool one. Rarest of them all.
Oh, actually, while those aren't Baiji's exact words, that is what she meant. She mentioned highly intelligent echoes that can act on their own in other countries, said they are involved in every aspect of human life with unique abilities beyond our imagination. Those echoes are rare, though. Neither I nor Baiji, an ecoacoustics expert, have ever seen
Good
one
story,
in
guys.
person.
If you want to watch this,
This little
sorry.
thing here,
I'm looking at the news story.
it could be one of those foreign
News.
echoes.
1.1
Yeah, makes sense.
story.
Now we just gotta figure out where it came from. Who knows? We may find other cool echoes in that place.
Wuthering Waves.
So, do you know where exactly she absorbed you? Huh? How am I supposed to know? Why don't you just ask
You
her?
have to turn up the audio a little bit. Oh, what am I doing? He's trying to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened before she lost all memories, so we have to ask you.
But even if echoes can have memories, they probably wouldn't remember things earlier than their first manifestation. I wonder if that's the case with this little one, too.
Aha! Finally, someone with common sense. That green-haired, serious guy asked me a similar question. Sorry to disappoint, but I really don't remember anything before I showed up. Maybe... Maybe... I was just sleeping inside her this whole time. So of course I don't remember. Sleeping? Seriously? It's been so long. All those happenings, all that fighting, and you didn't hear anything? Wow, that's... Your sleeping quality is really something. So you've got privacy to be respected. Don't worry. Your body's sound insulation is amazing. You can dive into it, and everything goes quiet. The only problem is, I never know when I'll wake up again. And when I do wake up, I get tired and hungry fast. So I have to crawl back in for more rest. I know. It's all because I'm not eating enough.
That's why you kept disappearing. You went back to sleep from lack of energy. Makes sense. Regular echoes need to be powered by the terminal, too.
I thought you'd be really different from the usual ones we see. Turns out you share a lot in common. So you probably don't know your denomination or a nickname. No wonder everyone's been calling you the Little One. Denomination? What's that?
The universally agreed terms for special echoes, like names for humans. They're named based on their characteristics, abilities, and places of origin.
My denomination. I don't know. Do I not have a name at all? What? No way. No way. That's not fair. If all the special echoes have names, how can I not have one? I don't want to be called the little one all the time. It doesn't sound cool at all. How about this? You help me come up with a name, and I will let you have some of the food. Oh. There's nothing left. Next time, I'll definitely save some for you. Just give me a name. Please? A name? Now? Yes, I want it now. Look, your name's Chisha, your name's Yang Yang, and your name is... interesting. Wait, didn't you forget everything? How do you still remember?
With your old name and memories all gone, it's a good idea to go with a new one. It makes everything more convenient and represents a fresh start.
Yeah, exactly like she said. Every one of you has a name, and I want one for myself, too. I'm really not asking much. I just want a name that sounds a little cool, a little special, and epic, and super smokin'. Names are a big deal, you know. Like once you have one, it's stuck with you for life. Gotta make sure it's a good one. Can't have people not scared of me when they hear it. No time for regrets here.
That's true. Let's see. You want a cool one. What about Echo the Invincible? What do you say?
Nah, nuh-uh, absolutely no. That's too straightforward. It's no better than calling me the little one.
Hey, it makes every difference in the world. I am Echo the Invincible! That's what a hero play character would say as their transformation call. Or maybe, since you can fly, and you've got those long ears, why don't you call yourself, Righteous Raptor, or Valor Hawk, or Flying Fury?
No, absolutely no. Why do they all sound so cringy?
Why? I love it when people call me the Chinjo Speedster. Doesn't that sound awesome?
Huh? Sure, if you say so. Anyway, they all sound like anything but my name. Absolutely no. Aha! I knew Rover would come up with a good... Wait, why does it sound so random? You didn't just pick two random syllables, did you? it because I've been saying absolutely no a lot? Uh. Hmm.
I meant to tease it as a joke, but I can tell it's upset now. On second thought, a name.
Abby. Abra. Abraxas?
What's wrong? What are you muttering about? Abra. What? Sounds like you're reading a spell.
I don't know, but I just have this feeling that this is what my name should be. Okay, ready? Abby. I like the sound of that. That's my name. Of course I like it. You came up with it for me. I was just trying to get used to it, that's all. Besides, I feel attached to this name now. My name is Abby. You will not call me the little one again.
Sure, we won't. Got it. Well, that didn't work out. I was hoping we could get some answers from from Abby. But now we're back at square one. I really thought we could figure out where Abby came from.
Maybe we can start with Abby's special abilities instead. Each special echo has a unique ability. We can compare what Abby does with our records of other echoes to see where they came from. Besides, it was Abby's power that helped Rover defeat the Threnodian, I suppose.
Why do you sound so unsure? Didn't you see it all with your own eyes? Abby, can you show us again? I'm super curious how you did that. Who knows? We might learn something.
Well, since you asked, I'll show you how it's done. But this place is too crowded. Let's move to that open spot over there. All right, all eyes on me. What's going on? I'll try again, just you see.
What? Did something happen?
Just a little slip, that's all. I can do it. You gotta trust me. Back then, I just stood in front of her, and that big bad Threnodian monster thing it just left.
So, you didn't really do anything?
Huh? No, I definitely did something. Like I said, I was asleep, and then all of a sudden, I smelled something really yummy coming closer and closer. It was like nothing I'd ever smelled before. I didn't have time to think. I just had to show up and reach out for it.
So maybe Abby's power activates automatically under certain circumstances. Perhaps Abby can't control it yet.
Yeah, it looks that way. You can't even hold your shape for very long yet.
Hey! Stop looking down on me. Like I said, it was just a little slip. Really. Think about it. I just stood there and did nothing and ended up beating a Threnodian. Imagine what I could do if I actually tried. Hey, Rover, get behind me next time we run into anything, okay? I'll keep you safe. Promise.
You're so real for that, Abby.
You bet. I said I'm super strong. I'll protect her.
That's very reassuring to hear, but it seems we're stuck again. I can't think of anything else to check out.
Knew it. Nothing about Rover's ever gonna be easy to figure out. Maybe we should bring Baija, Mr. Shangli, Yao, and all the researchers in Jinzhou? No, in the entire Huanglong together? They'll do a nice and thorough examination on Abby, and then...
Absolutely no. I said no. Told that poker-faced researcher already. I'll make it clear. I am to stay with Rover.
I agree. Abby cannot leave Rover's side, but we can't just trap her here for research. Where did you absorb Abby? What are Abby's powers, and what exactly happened between you two? There's so many questions we can't figure out yet. Our Sentinel Joy can look into the future. Nothing ever deviates from its predictions. It has already sort of guided you to the Norfolk Barrens through Madam Magistrate's messages, right? Now that the Threnodian crisis is over, perhaps you can consult our Magistrate and our Sentinel again. I'm sure they can offer you some more useful guidance.
Relax. You have me now, remember? Meeting up with that Jinshi person, getting your memories back. I've got you. Speaking of that, so this Sentinel can predict the future? That sounds cool. The name Jue sounds pretty cool too. It's almost as cool as mine. What does it look like? Where is it? Since we're paying it a visit, this Sentinel should treat us with food, right? I wonder how the food's gonna taste.
Our Sentinel protects every one of us. Of course it's cool. But why are you talking about food again? Didn't you just stuff your face? What, is your stomach a black hole?
I can't help it. I'm always starving. Rover, did you hear that? My stomach is growling. I'm so hungry.
Let me
How
fix
about
the
we go to
audio
that
so
place
you
we
guys can
went to
hear
last
everything.
time
Give me a
with Yang
second,
Yang and
okay?
Chisha? I love their food so much. What am I supposed to do with this? Whoa! Yummy, yummy. Hello? Are you with me? You seem a bit distracted. With so much delicious food right in front of you, aren't you gonna try any? Well, if you're not interested, I'll gobble it all up. You've been absent-minded the whole day. Still bothered by that dream from last
How's
night?
the audio for you guys? Can you guys hear it okay?
Wait, so you had a dream about the Sentinel? Like the one from your flashback when we saw the Sentinel statue after you lost your memory? Hang on, so let me get this straight. The Sentinel swooshed you off to a mountain shaped like a dragon, and then there were all these bad things going on with lots and lots of tacit discords, but the Sentinel saved the day? How exactly
it's
did
too
it
loud as
protect
well,
everyone
okay?
again? Oh, in your dream it made the time different there.
Yeah. The time in the mountains seemed to have slowed down from the outside, away from the tacit discords. The Sentinel must have created a barrier by manipulating the flow of time, keeping those monsters out. It It was a safe haven from all the disturbances caused by the tacit discords, where people lived peacefully. Also, in my dream, I wasn't affected by the slowed time and could freely move in and out of the barrier.
It's no shock that you have awesome powers, being friends with me. What was that place you dreamed about called?
I'm not entirely sure I heard it correctly, but in my dream, the sentinel mentioned a place called Mount Firmament.
Mount Firmament? Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Mount Firmament? Then I'm sure you're not from around here.
Huh? Hold on! Did you just say Mount Firmament?
Oh my! Did that echo just talk?
Come on, man, relax. You don't hear an echo talking every day, but it's not that uncommon either. I heard there's a country called Rhinus. What? Anyway, the echoes there are next level. Oh, you're not from around here? Well, that explains why you don't know about Mount Firmament. Legends say Mount Firmament is where the first people of Jinzhou lived. It looks like a giant statue of our sentinel Zhui. I've never actually heard of anyone going to that place. They say those who try either get lost in the sea mist or never come back. If you're curious, just head southeast. Mount Firmament is on the east side of Whining Ix's Mire, and you can see it from a distance.
The southeast. The past few days, especially this morning, I caught this unique smell from the southeast. From that mountain they just mentioned. It's like a strong energy pulsing through the air, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It feels kinda weird, though. Doesn't smell natural. Could it have anything to do with what you said? A place where time passes slowly? Do you want to go check it out?
I had a flashback about seeing their sentinel. Perhaps that happened on Mount Firmament. I can feel an unknown force guiding me, urging me to go there and find something. Jinxie said she'll go search for the sentinel and update me on its whereabouts. But so far, I have not heard anything from the city hall yet.
Then shall we go check it out together? It feels really suspicious.
Abby, are you getting sleepy again?
Let me take a quick nap, all right? I've got keen ears. If anything goes down, just give me a holler and I'll be up in a jiffy. I swear.
Greetings, Rover. What can I help you with today? I regret to inform you that Madam Magistrate is not in the City Hall. She has left for Mount Firmament. In fact, we have not heard back from her for days. Unfortunately, no. Please keep this confidential. The situation in Jinzhou is still unstable after our battle with the Threnodian. We must limit discussion of the Magistrate's whereabouts to a select few. When we captured Scar, he claimed that the Fraxidus had imprisoned our Sentinel. It was around the same time that Madam Magistrate lost track of Sentinel Jue. If our Sentinel is truly in danger, or if someone with malicious intent obtains this information, the potential consequences could be as catastrophic as the previous Threnodian invasion. In order to investigate the Sentinel's whereabouts, Madam Magistrate has left for Mount Firmament, its last recorded location. Madam Magistrate traveled to Mount Firmament alone. The looming threat of the Threnodian discouraged any additional diversion of human resources. Furthermore, when it comes to the Sentinel, force is not a viable solution. Madam Magistrate trusts you. It is beyond my authorization to meddle in your decisions. However, the landscape around Mount Firmament is complex. One must be accompanied by a special wayfinder to navigate safely. That's all I know. Currently, she's likely at the ferry terminal in Whining Ix's Mire. I'll reach out to her. To learn more about Mount Firmament, you can meet her at the ferry. I lack the same level of understanding of the situation there as she does. I trust Madam Magistrate's decisions. I will do my utmost to handle the public matters on her behalf while she is away. This worry about her safety won't leave me. In her last video message, I could tell she seemed weaker than usual, despite her efforts to maintain composure. Madam Magistrate's situation might not be optimistic. Rover, Mount Firmament is a dangerous place. Please take care. I've sent the coordinates to your terminal. Thank you for your kind help. I pray you will both return safely.
I'm listening. Hey, did you notice how the mountain has a strangely pleasant smell? It doesn't look edible, though. Of course you can. When I'm already so cool, you must be pretty amazing too. And don't worry, if there's any danger coming your way, I'll wake up like clockwork, just like last time. Well, unless there's nothing that can even remotely challenge you. In that case, I probably won't wake up.
Let's head to the ferry. Mount Firmament. Our Wayfinder should have plenty of information to share.
Can you guys hear the game okay? Let me know in chat.
Are you trapped here by the rain?
Oh my gosh. The character possibly? I don't know. See and find out. Oh my gosh. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool.
I happen to be waiting for someone too.
Ooh, she's pretty.
I am Chun-Li, your Wayfinder. Don't worry. The rain won't last much longer. Our destination lies just beyond it. Rover, what do you know about Mount Firmament?
It's so pretty.
There is a certain folk tale. Have you heard of it? While hiking in the mountains, a woodcutter came upon two people playing Weiqi and became enthralled with their game. Upon his return home, he found a world transformed. Everything was different, as if in a new reality. That mountain was a secret realm where time worked differently. The woodcutter only spent half a day inside, but outside, a century had passed. Mount Firmament is such a place. But unlike this folktale, there is a price to pay for entering and exiting its grounds. If I spend a full day in the mountains, 10 days will be taken off my lifespan upon my leaving, reflecting the actual time that is passed outside. Not to mention, the situation on Mount Firmament right now is probably even more complex than before. The strange time patterns of Mount Firmament are tied to the Sentinel's temporal mandate. Time ebbs and flows at its will. If the Fraxidus really has imprisoned our Sentinel, causing it to lose control of its powers, that could explain the temporal disruptions. Which means Mount Firmament is basically a dead end, with no way out. Lifespan is not the top of my concerns. If you've decided to venture there, I'll join you as your wayfinder. Jin Shi has stayed on Mount Firmament for too long. She doesn't miss a thing, does she? Before Jinshi left for Mount Firmament, scales began appearing on her body, and her resonance ability was weakening. Those signs pointed to a dire situation for the Sentinel as well. That's why I must lead you there. You might have the key to solving our dilemma. You're here because I invited you. Sanhua was instructed to disclose my whereabouts if you ever went to City Hall and asked about Jin Shi. From what I understand, there is a strong link between you and the Sentinel. More importantly, you've been the primary target of the Fraxidus.
That overseer tried everything to sway you and make you join their side before our battle with the reviving Threnodian. It's a clear sign that your involvement could disrupt their plans, especially at Mount Firmament. Records at the Grand Library tell a tale of someone who dared to enter Mount Firmament after the Sentinels' descent, and they emerged unscathed, as if time had no hold on them. They were also said to have stood alongside the Sentinel. And here before me stands someone who bears an uncanny resemblance to that very individual. Is it you? If not you, who else could it be? It took me some effort to finally reach this conclusion. Rover, the journey ahead is filled with danger at every turn. Once we venture into the mountains, there's no turning back. Are you sure you still want to join me? As your wayfinder, I'll lead you to your destination. What you do after that is entirely up to you. The rain is subsiding, and the sky will soon clear. It's time for us to head out. We're at the base of Mount Firmament, but we won't enter the temporal barrier until we cross the luminous shore. Shall we proceed? The storm is coming. Some people must be itching to pounce. The bridge has broken. Judging by its design and intricate details, it must be a creation of the court of Savante. This is what they call a chronosorter. It mimics the Sentinel's temporal mandate, able to reverse small-scale events and restore objects to their previous state. My master once told me about the court of Savante and their fearless quest to unravel the mysteries of Mount Firmament, risking all in their pursuit of understanding its strange flow of time. Their dedication bore fruit in the form of fascinating inventions, such as this chronosorter. But it doesn't add up. hasn't this brilliant invention spread beyond Mount Firmament? This chronosorter was built beyond the temporal barrier, so its creator must have already paid the price for leaving. But even if they died, there are countless other CSC members who could replicate it. How did such advanced technology become lost? Or do these chronosorters stop functioning once they are removed from Mount Firmament? This chronosorter, weathered though it may appear, bears no signs of neglect. Someone has tended to it diligently. Let's give it a try.
What am I supposed to do with this? Whoa!
Weren't they concerned about losing lifespan?
For those fanatics, nothing mattered more than the truth. To live every moment with overwhelming passion. How many can claim such a tenacious drive and unshakable determination? Rover, it's the Fraxidus.
Stay
I me.
universe in my psyche. Caution.
The Fraxidus. It's them again.
They've set traps all around the luminous shore. They must have anticipated your arrival.
the entrance is sealed.
It's the photon barrier, another invention from the court of Savante. Specific steps must be followed to undo the barrier. Rover, I'll guide you. Use long-range weapons on the photon vaults to cut off its energy. Once we've reached the cave's end, we'll enter the domain of Mount Firmament. Proceed with caution.
So it can't hurt me.
Time on Mount Firmament used to simply flow slower than in the outside world. Visitors were safe as long as they remained within the temporal barrier. But what we're seeing now is different. The flow of time has gone haywire. This is what we call temporal disruptions. What was once slow and steady has become chaotic and turbulent. Some areas are frozen in time, while others speed up or slow down unpredictably. No one knows how much they'll age after leaving Mount Firmament, but aging from youth to old age may be a blessing compared to the unknown fate that awaits. Leaving Mount Firmament could turn any mortal to dust in just a moment. Such is the power of time within its walls. These poor creatures, trapped in the temporal disruption, are the most pitiful of all. Their bodies and minds have been ravaged by the chaotic time, leaving them in unimaginable suffering. So, it looks like the Fraxidus did manage to capture our sentinel, leading to the temporal disruptions we are facing now. I had wished that my theories would turn out wrong. As expected, my terminal isn't working. We can't reach Jinshi. The temporal disruption is preventing it from functioning. We can't waste a moment. Jinshi's fate isn't the only one at stake. All the inhabitants of Mount Firmament are in danger. We need to hurry to Hongjian, a town nestled at the heart of Mount Firmament. Jinshi would likely pass through there on her search for the Sentinel.
The temporal disruptions have spared nothing on our way here. Chungli, does that mean you're in danger too?
So far, nothing feels out of the ordinary. It seems the Sentinel contained the situation before being fully trapped. But I don't know how long this stability will hold. If I go down, please, don't worry about me. You need only focus on what you have to do. What's the matter? You dreamed of Hongzhen? It sounds like you did dream of this place. What you just described closely aligns with the accounts documented in our Grand Library. Over a century ago, a vast horde of tacit discords invaded Huanglong. Hongzhen suffered greatly during that onslaught. Thankfully, the Sentinel descended, manipulating time to erect a protective barrier, keeping those monsters at bay. Rover, perhaps that dream is more than just a dream. It could be a glimpse into your own past, and a guiding light for the future. Hongzhen is a pivotal location, linking various parts of Mount Firmament. With the Fraxidus now targeting us, they'll seize any opportunity to intercept our path. But every trap has its weak points. Someone has used their resonance ability here, but it feels different from the Fraxidus aggression. It's Jinshi. And it seems like she used it in a dire situation. Could it be related to the people of Hongzhen? The traces lead deeper into the heart of Hongzhen. Let's keep moving. Don't let your guard down.
The traces end here. Someone fought here against those Fraxidus.
Must be Jinshi. Her trails led to this location. Using her resonance ability too much would only worsen her condition. But she must have had a reason. Was she helping the people of Hongzhen find refuge?
Changli, there are traces here.
They're pointing north. Let's proceed in that direction.
Count me in. Da-da. Yeah. Hey, over here. Just a scratch.
Universe in my psyche. Caution.
Count me in. Bang, bang.
How delicious.
Bang. Bang, bang.
The traces disappear by the pond.
Rover, the vase on the stone table seems rather peculiar.
There's something behind the waterfall.
Let's go take a look.
Another photon barrier.
3 photon vaults to break. Rover, use ranged attacks.
You two, halt!
Hold on.
Lady Xingyi.
Relax, there are honored guests. No need to be tense. In a single day, we've greeted both the Magistrate of Jinzhou and her trusted counselor in Hongzhen. I can only assume something significant happened. It's been a while, Changli.
I heard you step down from your position and move to the countryside. And now here we are, meeting again after all this time, in such unfortunate circumstances.
For years, I lived secluded, no longer concerning myself with the matters beyond Hongzhen. But the current situation in Jinzhou is volatile. It has reunited us in an unpredictable moment. And you, young lady, what shall I call you? My name is Xinyi. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Please follow me this way. It's not safe to talk here. I believe you are here for Magistrate Jinshi. The magistrate left Hongzhen about 15 minutes ago. She should be at the Truth Seeker's Pass now. That's what they call it in Hongzhen. You might know it better as the ruins of a court of Savante facility.
Lady Xingyi, please elaborate.
Madam Magistrate, are you...
I'm fine. How's the situation? Have we evacuated all the civilians?
Yes. Remaining civilians have been counted and escorted to safety.
Good. These hidden chambers should provide some much-needed shelter for them to rest a little. Despite being the Sentinel's appointed resonator, I haven't been able to sense its presence for some time now. I can feel my resonance ability waning, and I get my power from the Sentinel. This can only mean one thing. The Sentinel's condition is getting worse. Lady Xingyi, I need to know where the Sentinel was last seen. I can only fix the temporal disruption within a confined radius. It's already pushing my limits to keep this small pocket of space secure. Mount Firmament is in serious trouble, and we can't waste any more time. We need our Sentinel to stabilize the time flow.
The Sentinel was last seen flying towards Mianlung Chamber, where it would normally rest. The Fraxidus likely swarmed it soon after. But little did they know, we had a defense system in place, built with the help of the Court of Savante. It was reactivated as soon as our Sentinel made it back inside. This mechanism has allowed us to locate their troops, and we've already eliminated some of them outside the Mianlung Chamber. To get inside Mianlung Chamber, we have to find the cipher key in Truth Seeker's Pass and unseal it with the Keyforge.
Understood. I will go bring back the cipher key.
You are injured. Please, rest and leave it to me.
The Fraxidus will most likely attack this place once I leave. You must stay here and guard it. I implore you, Xingyi. Help me keep our people safe.
Yes, I will, Madam Magistrate.
Before I headed to Mount Firmament, the Fraxidus revealed a prophecy from our Sentinel. A fateful clash between the Sentinel and myself that would shape the fate of our city. I never intended to believe their baseless claims, but I was not surprised to hear it. The Sentinel had told me long ago that there would come a day when I surpass it in power. A day when the humans of Jinzhou take control of their own destiny. Once we save the Sentinel from danger, I intend to have a serious conversation with it about this prophecy.
and then she left.
There's still one thing that doesn't add up. How did the Fraxidus kidnap our sentinel? The Mianlong chamber was once renovated by the court of Savante. Do you think their research could be involved somehow?
I'll look into what you said. But once we have the cipher key, the Mianlung chamber will be left vulnerable to the Fraxidus' potential retaliation.
We must keep them at bay. Rover and I are headed to the Truthseeker's Pass to meet up with Jingxi. We'll distract the Fraxidus' main forces, giving you an opportunity to stage your ambush.
And the locals will handle the rest. I will send some men to open up the side exit for you. Head south and keep walking a couple of minutes, and you will see the Truthseeker's Pass downstream.
Thank you, Lady Xingyi. Please, leave it to us.
In this place she was born, and in this place she returns. Our magistrate's fate is bound to Mount Firmament.
Did Xingyi and Jinxi know each other?
Jinxi was chosen as a baby for her resonance ability and raised in City Hall to become the Sentinel's appointed resonator. All the government workers there helped care for and teach her at some point, including Lady Xingyi. She grew up with immense responsibilities, forced to suppress her true nature from a young age. Thinking back, Jinxi was only a teenage girl when she became the magistrate. She has been burdened.
I assume this is the Truthseeker's Pass Xingyi mentioned.
Yes. This should be another chronosorter. It should work in similar ways with the one we saw near the luminous shore. The entrance is built on that cliff, and it's been blocked. We will need to break the 3 photon vaults with ranged attacks first. Nothing. I was wondering, how did the Court of Savante create such an advanced mechanism using the Sentinel's power? Mortals aren't supposed to be able to comprehend it. I've never heard of any human civilization having the ability to manipulate time. Unless the Sentinel willingly taught them. But why? We need to focus on items related to the Court of Savante in Truthseeker's Pass. Maybe we can find some clues there. the photon vaults always ends up blocked off. We can't seem to break 3 of them at once. Good. Did you see the tacitite fulminate on that cliff? Perhaps we can create an opening in this disk with an explosion. One of the photon vaults always ends up blocked off. We can't seem to break 3 of them at once. Perhaps we'll need to use the chronosorter.
It worked. The opening fits right onto the middle photon vault.
Rover, now we can hit the 3 photon vaults simultaneously. The blockade has been lifted. Let's go in.
And what's inside? Mystery box number 1.
Why are there tacit discords here? No. These monsters? They don't look like the usual tacit discords.
These also look like the works of the Court of Savante. Did they create these simulated holograms to protect this place?
A decent challenge. Embrace the oneness. contented mind is a perpetual feast. Universe in my psyche.
That thing up ahead. Is it another mechanism?
It seems to have unlocked after we got rid of those holograms. The glowing patterns on that gate. It's a flare crest. Yes. The flare crests have a complex structure, but they can be deciphered with patience. See how each star represents a flare stone? That mechanism we accidentally solved earlier should be one of them. Yes, we still need the other 2 flare stones to open it. Wait. The blood and scales here. It's Jinshi. She is likely teetering on the edge of overclocking now. We are running out of time.
A contented mind is a perpetual feast.
Decades have passed, but those researchers' presence still lingers in this. The Sentinel situation is worse than we thought. It had already sustained severe injuries when it descended upon Mount Firmament. With one of the temporal programs lost, it no longer had the power to restore time. Instead, it could only stop and rewind it.
So, the Sentinel protected Hongzhen with its power, but it couldn't return things back to normal?
It would seem so. According to their theories, the Sentinel's injury would worsen over time, and if the Sentinel perishes, the temporal disruptions will spiral out of control, engulfing all of Jinzhou. So the Fraxidus just added a pinch of salt to the already gaping wounds on Mount Firmament. There's nothing we can do. At least that's what it says in these records. Only the Mianlong Chamber can provide temporary relief for the Sentinel, but it won't heal it completely. In the end, the Sentinel and a peculiar visitor who is immune to time disruptions would have to come up with a last resort. The Sentinel couldn't be fixed, so they decided to replicate its power onto a resonator through induced resonance. Their experiments resulted in the first chronosorter, a man-made resonance object. No, a chronosorter can only rewind time within a narrow range. It's no match for the Sentinel's immense power. We are getting closer and closer to the truth. 2 more flare stones left. Everything aside, first we must find Jinshi.
Oh, well-deserved reward.
another chronosorter. The second flare stone should be behind this gate. Let's restore the collapsed gate with this chronosorter.
I never miss out on a good deal. Here's a flower for you.
There is still another photon vault to break. We can't reach it from here. We may need to look around for a better vantage point. Look at that device on the floating slab. It could help us open the path to other places. Shall we give it a try? So it turned you into a climb bang. Please use the leap device to eject yourself and crash through that ice wall. So it turned you into a Kleinbang. Please use the leap device to eject yourself and crash through that ice wall. Another chrono sorter. Let's give it a try. The stone slates have formed a path. Now we can bring the tacitite fulminate across the water. This hidden area may allow us to reach that photon vault.
Embrace the oneness.
One last flare stone to go. There's a carrier lift nearby. Perhaps the flare stone is on the floor beneath us. We should be able to find Jinshi soon.
We've reached the carrier lift. We've reached the carrier lift. Something above the carrier lift seems stuck.
Is that so? So this file confirms that the chronosorters are artificial resonance objects. They activate when hit with a strong impact to create the corresponding resonance effects. And this also answers my previous question. The chronosorters rewind time through resonating with the Sentinel. No, it was nowhere near enough. The chronosorters shut down once they are removed from the Sentinel's range or the abnormal time flow on Mount Firmament. Plus, as artificial resonance objects, their capacity is limited. According to the Court of Savante researchers, there was a hypothesis that could potentially make them more powerful, the Second Resonance Awakening hypothesis, which states the collision between two resonating frequencies might cause a second resonance awakening. Yes. That fight has to happen to trigger a second resonance awakening for Jinshi, so she may exert even stronger resonance abilities, ones that allow her to restore the flow of time. Countless chronosorters were made to collide with the Sentinel's frequencies, but they were no match. All the machines turned to dust. One chronosorter briefly showed the power to restore time before breaking apart. This proved that a second awakening can indeed improve resonance ability. The research log mentioned that all chronosorters were working in an overdrive mode. It's similar to how human resonators experience overclocking, they wrote. Overclocking happens when a resonator overexerts their ability. And this researcher who wrote this suggests that it might be the key to triggering a second awakening. No, it's not. Exhausting oneself will only result in destruction. In addition, I noticed another detail in these records. The chronosorters required manual control, while the Sentinel Jue appeared to be under someone else's command. In the only incident of success, just as the chronosorter was about to break down, that peculiar visitor gave an order to the Sentinel, and the Sentinel successfully transferred some kind of energy to the chronosorter thanks to that order. Rover, do you have an idea? Jinchi.
You.
Don't worry. Rover is special. The temporal disruption can't hurt her.
But Changli, you're...
Shh. I gave my word to be your pawn, and I intend to keep it. As your teacher and courtier, it is only right for me to do so. And let's not forget, without me playing the Wayfinder for Rover, we wouldn't even have her here. Rover has a strong connection to this place. You need her help to resolve Mount Firmament's crisis.
But we already owe Rover a lot. Thank you, Rover. Thank you. Rover, I will do everything I can to rescue the Sentinel as soon as possible. And we can finally talk to it in person. It will surely have the answers you want.
Let's cut to the chase. What did you find in Truthseeker's past, Jinchi?
According to the Court of Savante's records, the Sentinel was already injured upon its arrival at Mount Firmament. As time passed and its condition worsened, the flow of time became unstable here, causing temporal disruptions that could potentially threaten Jinzhou. Only the Sentinel's appointed resonator can restore its temporal mandate. Their records indicate a solution. To reverse the rapid aging effect from temporal disruptions, I must deliberately collide with the Sentinel's resonance power during combat, triggering my second resonance awakening. That will enhance my power beyond its limits.
Let's say you can achieve all that, but Jinchi, do you understand what is at stake for yourself?
I understand. I share a resonance connection with Jue, but I never took the time to truly get to know it. I've been blind to its suffering for so long. Sentinel Jue has been guiding us since the city's founding with its wise words and well-crafted decisions. The temporal disruptions we face are just a side effect of its efforts to protect local people. Without the Sentinel blocking out tacit discords through its time manipulation power, Jinzhou would be a barren wasteland today.
So what do you plan to do, Jinchi? If the Sentinel's condition is indeed incurable, nobody knows how far the temporal disruptions will continue to spread. Today it's Mount Firmament, but tomorrow it could be all of Jinzhou.
I will. If it truly comes down to that, I'll fulfill Jue's prophecy myself. It's the only way to save Mount Firmament, protect Jinzhou, and help the Sentinel.
Have you thought about the consequences, Jinshi? Trying to trigger a second awakening by fighting the Sentinel, it could make you overclock at any moment. We both know what that means. You could lose your mind forever, or even disintegrate into dust. You don't want to end up like those Chronosorters, shredded under immense pressure. On top of that, do you honestly believe you can fight in your current condition? I can see right through your facade, Jinshi. You're essentially committing suicide at this point.
You're one to talk, my teacher. I learned from the best. When have you ever backed down from risking your life for what you believe in?
Oh? I don't remember ever teaching you that. We all die eventually, but we need to stay alive as long as we can to achieve more. Jinshi, you must live and inherit the Sentinel's power. Then you can save and protect these people for years to come.
Changli,
Jinshi, I don't intend to stop you. I know you've made up your mind. That's why I brought Rover here. You may have already guessed it. Rover is indeed the hero who fought by our Sentinel's side during Jinzhou's early days. She's also the mysterious visitor spoken of in tales about Mount Firmament. All evidence we've gathered points to this being true. If anyone can help us with the situation at Mount Firmament, it must be Rover.
thank you, my teacher. Jingxi will keep your words in mind.
Lastly, we still don't know for sure how the Fraxidus is keeping our Sentinel trapped. This will determine if you can actually meet it face to face. Yes, it could be any of these scenarios. Lady Xingyi is already on the case. We should get an answer soon. The cipher key should be inside the stone chamber, behind its entrance gate. There is one more flare stone to work out. Let's get moving. Look, our last target. On those floating floor tiles. We need a way to restore them. It worked. The court of Savante set many traps here. They must have worked hard to protect Mianlong Chamber.
It's a trap! Watch out!
Now that's a hassle.
My blade yearns.
I am fine. Now that's a hassle.
Together we fight! Insolence! So be it.
Swift and resolute.
Ha!
Strike from the shadows. Together we vanish. Mind's eye. Crosscut. Sever. My blade yearns.
Credibility in the name and customer satisfaction is the game.
I'm done with all 3 flare stones.
Good. Let's head back to the entrance. We should be able to access the cipher key now.
cipher key.
Rover, take good care of the cipher key. I'm leaving the rest to you and Jinji. Please don't forget, I am your wayfinder. I journeyed with you into the mountains to ensure you meet up with Jinshi. From this point onward, I will be counting on you both to go and confront the Sentinel. This is all I can do for you. I'm here to guide, not intervene. The path is yours to choose. Not to mention, the Fraxidus has been pestering us non-stop. You'll need someone to keep them at bay. Yes, they've been constantly watching you, interested in your every move. They can never seem to take their eyes off of you. By all means, please carry on without me. As for myself, I have a more fitting location to make my contributions from. Oh, speak of the devils. How rude. This is not how we greet people here. Allow me to demonstrate the proper etiquette.
Changli.
Those artificers are nothing to worry about. Don't worry. Chang Li has her plans. I don't believe we will run into more ambushes on the way.
It's Madam Magistrate! She's back! I must go tell Lady Xinyi!
The Mianlung chamber is open now. You can proceed inside. Before you go, there's something important I need to tell you. Changli was right. They used the Court of Cervantes' research to trap our sentinel in its resting chamber. They used the chronosorters. Our captured artificer revealed that the Fraxidus sent a death squad to invade Mount Firmament. They had a twofold plan. First, to place the chronosorter in the Mianlung chamber while it was still operational. And second, to lure the Sentinel back to Mount Firmament. Although their death squad was no match for the Sentinel, by forcing its hand, the powerful resonance ability of the Sentinel would clash with the energy of the chronosorter. This would ultimately cause harm to itself. What if the Fraxidus modified those chronosorters? A whole bunch of them, pushed to their limits, all working together to deliver one massive blow. But not even that was enough to take down the Sentinel. After the first hit, they set up modified flare crests in the Mianlung chamber to form a special force field along with those chronosorters. It prevented the Sentinel from replenishing energy, and eventually restricted its movement and perception.
So, we must free the Sentinel from that force field first.
It would be a task more complicated than it sounds. The people of Hongzhen have lived with the Sentinel for generations. We can usually tell if it's in good shape or not. But now, the Fraxidus want to capture the Sentinel. They won't just stop at Mount Firmament. Madam Magistrate, I'm sure you didn't come here just for the Sentinel. Please tell us what you know, Madam Magistrate.
Yes. I will tell you everything.
So the Sentinel is actually injured. And it's been getting worse. The Fraxidus attacked while it hasn't healed yet. Their plans are devious as always. Madam Magistrate, you've already laid out this plan so far. It's always a challenge to decipher the Sentinel's intentions. But there were many theories about it in City Hall at the time. I couldn't fathom why it went through such great lengths to retrieve you from Mount Firmament and raise you within our walls. But now that I reflect on it, perhaps the Sentinel saw in you the potential to one day restore the temporal program and ensure the survival of Jinzhou's inhabitants. I just never thought you'd be willing to follow through with that prophecy.
It was here on this very mountain that I first encountered the Sentinel. Back then, I was too young to remember anything. Even the image of Mount Firmament has slipped from my mind. But this time, as soon as I stood at the base of Mount Firmament, I felt a wave of recognition wash over me. Memories long buried resurfaced with sudden clarity. Lady Xingyi, I was born with my life, my everything connected to our Sentinel. But my duty as its appointed resonator is not the only reason for my decision. I'm following the heart of my younger self before I became Jinshi. The girl who used to laugh with pure joy as she felt the snow from Mount Firmament on her face. I'm a seed born on Mount Firmament, carried by the wind to every corner of Jinzhou. But now, I've returned to my place of origin. It's time for me to take root and grow into something greater.
No matter what happens or what choices you make, please remember, the people of Hongzhen will always have your back. Mount Firmament has been stagnant for eternity. Perhaps a sudden crack of lightning is what we need to break through the fog of uncertainty that has lingered over us for far too long. Once you pass through Hongzhen, keep your eyes open for a cave on the northern cliff. That will lead you to a shortcut towards Mianlun Chamber. The place is directly under Mount Firmament's iconic loon-shaped cliff. I wish you two the best of luck.
What am I supposed to do with this? Whoa! Oh. Self-awareness leads to wisdom.